Seeing my life on a million pieces. He made a way for me. Yo. 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 Yo, yo, yo. Yo, boys, are the 99s in packs? Anyone find any? I swear they have a vendetta against me, bro. It's not fair. All you guys are packing them. I can't find a single one. Alright, subcon update. 1 second. Seeing my life in a million pieces. 397 85 10s isn't healthy. That's all you think I can make? I still have like 100 team of the weeks in the club and over 50 more footies. Just wait till the 84 player pick comes back out tomorrow. We're gonna be cooking, brother. How you guys doing? How is the pack luck been for you guys? I feel like they made the wait horrific. Alright, dude, why isn't the channel analytics working? How'd you scale the 8510? We made a video on it, if you guys missed it. It was the video yesterday on how to do the 8510. The second half of it is talking about how I scale it. And then the video today was the step-by-step of how I'm going to continue scaling it even more to make 1,000 plus. Are you doing this only on console? I'm using everything. Console I did for like 4 hours yesterday. Web app I did for, I think, probably 1. And then companion app probably another 45 or so to make player picks. When are you going to stream tomorrow? Monday through Friday is usually 4 hours after new content, the earliest. But we never usually stream on Mondays because I have football. Unless my game's like super late at night like it was last week, I'm usually never live on Mondays. So we won't be live tomorrow. And I have an appointment Thursday, so we won't be live Thursday either. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 4 hours after new content is the standard start time. Bad, don't even pack that many informs. You don't pack any informs. There's 0 informs in packs. You gotta make them if you want them. I'm probably gonna... I don't know about you guys. Once the 84 plus player pick comes back, I think I'm just gonna make a crap ton of player picks to get footies that way. And scale out that way instead of Team of the Week upgrades. Because is anyone else just like very frustrated on not being able to put your Team of the Week upgrades in as many 85 10s as you want with the mix of ratings? I mean, you can do it still easily, but I like putting a bunch of commons in, and it very much limits how often we can. Inform, I mean, all included. Oh. Well, Inform is what they call Team of the Weeks. So that's why I got confused. Did 294 pluses and got 99 Dino. Nice. Do you know what number you got him on? $187. So you're saying it eventually pays off if you grind it enough. We'll probably build up 100. Right now I just have 2. If I'm 10s, filling up my storage so fast, you gotta clear it, man. Thoughts on the new 94 PP? Did it come out today? I didn't see anything that came out today. Is it this? I don't like that at all. I mean, if you want coins, cool, but I feel like that's just a waste of fodder. You can give some golds back. You get endless golds from the exchanges. Why would you need more golds? Unless you want coins. I like Team of the Weeks because most of the time they're 84 to 86. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Sweet, now it's updated. How many coins do you get? Quick sell value for all 3 packs added together. Has anyone tried? He made a way for me. Bootland! Gold. Are you going for 85 10s to pack 99s? No footies PPs or 94 95s? I mean, we have 94s right here. We covered that in the video today. Alright, let's make some exchange packs. I got a lot of stuff just chilling around. Footies, provisions, we'll do. Let's do 87 to maybe what, 94? Most recent. Did about 160, 85 10s, so finding it takes longer to open stuff with the amount of dupes. That's why you gotta clear your dupe storage and your club before you start spamming them. Especially if you want to make them in a row and open them in a row. I would get basically all the high-end stuff out of your club. I would make sure you're putting your footies back into the 85 10s. I'd make sure you're clearing your gold rares and gold commons. That way you're ready to go. I don't do Team of the Week packs. I'd rather do the 94 plus because it counts for the requirements and the chance of getting 99s. Yep, we said that in the video today, that I'm doing that instead. And then also too, one thing we're gonna probably do more often starting tomorrow, if it is the 84 plus player pick coming back, I'm most likely gonna spam the absolute crap out of 84 plus player picks daily to get a crap ton of footies with my low end gold rares. What do you put the 85s and 86s into? I either make 3 times 87 to 90s for even more exchange fodder easily, or I do, I mean, you can do Team of the Week upgrades. I just put them back in the 85-10 mixed in with lower end stuff. I'm able to get away with gold commons all the way down to 75 and golds all the way up to 86. How about you guys? What are you doing for your guys' grind? What SBCs are you going to focus on the most today? Today, I think for on stream, I literally just want to spam 85 10s and try to get a 99 through here. You see what I'm doing kind of with the footies? I'm probably going to keep this up for a majority of the stream. I'll probably at some point have a bunch of like maybe 95 pluses fill up my dupe storage. If that's the case, we can make something with them, but I really couldn't be bothered to make 94 packs at the moment. I'd much rather just build out exchanges, build out 85 10s, especially with a lot of you guys still struggling to build those out. Why are 87 to 90s so good? Should I craft them? If you haven't seen our 3 times 87 to 90 video from the other day, it kind of walks you through the step-by-step on how to run it, but it essentially makes it infinitely easier to get yourself even more of the exchange packs. We did it without the 8510 or 8410. We did it before that even came out, and we're able to turn basically 100 exchanges into over 300 by using that method. That paired in with, for example, 8510 now, and how easy it already is to make exchanges. Another way you could look at it is you build up hundreds upon hundreds of exchange packs right now. Second, player picks come out tomorrow. You spam endless amounts of those, gather a crap ton of footies, and if you're struggling to get footies cards or team of the weeks or team of the seasons or FOFs, you just build out a bunch of 8510s off of what you're getting there. That would be honestly how I do it for most people. I'll get to it in a second, buddy. I would say if you guys aren't able to build up 50 to 100 8510s, I would start doing that. I'd get to the point where you're getting a bunch of footies and then building those out. That way you're not one-to-one. You can sit there, open 50, maybe open 10 to 15 at a time, then you recycle. It's going to average out very close to getting your footies cards, FOFs, team of the seasons back. Some of them you're going to get more, some of them you're going to get less, some of them you're going to get the exact amount. But then with the sheer amount of fodder you're getting along the way too, you'll easily be able to get way more just by spamming player picks or things like team of the week upgrades or the 3 times 87 to 90. Read my last two, that's what I'm doing. What I'm doing at the moment is if I open an 8510 and get a team of the season footies, I put it back in eventually. When I don't have any, I put the dupe special fodder. I'm collecting all the specials in the 94 plus icon pack. I focus on the 8510 icon pack and exchange and you. Right now, for this stream, I'm just going to be focusing on 8510 and exchanges for player picks tomorrow. We'll go back to probably the 94 plus off stream tonight and build those out too. Where was the last one? If I open one, don't get a team season F1 footies, I do another. Is I put in exchange, open packs, then do some 85 plus picks to get another one. Yeah. I also like too, because like I'll just get not sick of opening 8510s, but you'll go through a rut where you're just getting absolutely nothing of them. I like sitting there and building out like 50 player picks, and then out of the 50 player picks, I did 47. I did 47 yesterday, a group of 47. Guess how many out of the 47 team of the season FOFs, footies I got, right? Those are the only ones I can get. Out of those 47, guess how many number-wise I could put back into the 8510? The goal is to build like 18510s today. Yeah, I would say that should be most people's goal, is build up your 8510s and your exchanges. Just get those numbers as high as possible. Because then also too, let's say you get the exchanges as high as possible right now before it goes away, and you spam open those to make player picks, and that's working really well. You're going to organically be able to make the 8510s really easily. But let's say the exchange packs then go away at the end of the week, and we get basically the same exchange pack, let's say as an example, replacing it, but instead there's no cap on the rating you could get. With the amount of 8510s you then just built out, you could sit there and endlessly spam the exchanges and hundreds. It'd be even easier to get fodder back then too. You struggle to stock them up? How are you struggling, or what specifically are you stuck on? Did about 116, haven't even touched in club footies. Nice. Dude, look at all these special cards. This is crazy. Redacted, good afternoon, brother. What is good, my dude? Like, my club is so dead because I'm trying to make 185-10, so I can't really stack up. Wait. You're trying to right now build out to 100? How many are you currently on? Is your club dead because you're at, like, 87 and you're running out of stuff as you're building that up? Am I reading that correctly? Because if that's the case, you are making a huge mistake that you're not realizing. That's going to fix it instantly. Have you used all your FOF Glory Hunters and Path to Glory at all? Are those like the 95 rated ones from previous promos? No. I've used all the low end ones that we keep packing over and over, the FOFs and packs. But I'm not touching the like 95, 96s ones in our club so far. Man City have accepted a bid for Barca for Rodri. Nice. Okay, we're getting towards, I think, the end of these. Dude, we were able to build out so many. It's crazy. Like, I'm stuck at 50 at the moment. I'm not really going under them. You guys are so close to doing it. I don't think you guys realize what you're doing, though. The thing that's stopping you guys from continuing to build up is you're not... It doesn't sound like you're spam opening them. If you're spam opening the 85-10s, you're going to be able to make more than what you started as you continue to do that. Especially with the player pick coming tomorrow, if it is only 4 gold rares needed again for the 84 plus player pick, it's going to be even easier and easier and easier. Did you watch the Community Shield game? No, I was at church, the gym, grocery shopping, deep cleaning the kitchen, doing the dishes, cleaning the house, replying to your guys' comments, making sure my PS5 was alive, and then we started the stream. Odegaard's goal is cold. Do you throw all the players, including the ones in your club, or just the duplicates? There's times where I do just duplicates. There's times where I just do what's in my club, and there's times where I do both. It really depends. My train of thought is this. It just makes it so much easier. If you're only clearing your dupe storage, you still have those cards in your club. So the second you pack them again, it's going to fill back up again. So if you're constantly getting your dupe storage filled because you're only clearing your dupe storage, I would go through and have a quick club clear. Spam open like 10, then get a full storage in club. It shouldn't be a full club after 10. You're not clearing your club then. You might be clearing your dupe storage. You might be having your dupe storage fill up because your club's filled. But I highly doubt your club is empty and your dupe storage is empty, and then after 10 it's filled. That makes no sense. Got home for the Burnley game? How was it? I didn't do... Wait, hold on. I saw... At the gym, I saw like 5 minutes of the game. 2-2 final score. Fleming pen and then a late goal. Dude. Watford beat Southampton. Welcome to the championship, boys. The best league in the world. Off to a wonderful start already. I clear my 85s to 86s, but don't know what to do with your 91 pluses. So I put them back into the 85 10s. You obviously don't if it gets stuck back up. You maybe clear the ones in your dupe storage, but if you're not touching your ones in your club with anything, you're just going to continue packing them nonstop. You had a successful hate watch on Southampton? That's always fun to do. You throw all the players, including the ones in your club, or just the duplicate. If you only do the duplicate for anything, if you're opening exchange packs and you're only putting the gold rares and gold commons from your dupe storage in there, but you're not touching the one in your club, your dupe storage is going to fill up even faster. If you only touch the special cards in your dupe storage and not the ones in your club, your dupe storage is going to fill up even faster. You have to constantly have times where you're going in and clearing everything if your dupe storage is filling up. Not just the dupe storage, but the stuff in your club. How you clear it up is completely up to you. That's where everyone goes their own direction. Some people take the high ratings and they put them into 94 pluses, 95 pluses. Some people like putting them right back into exchanges. Some people only like making the 85 10s with a specific rating range. Others like me like trying to mix in as many 75 commons as I can as possible. Depending on how you're doing it, you got to find a route that works for you. So if you're noticing right now that you're constantly filling up your dupe storage and that's the thing that's slowing you down, it will continuously slow you down for the rest of the game until you come up with a system for yourself. So ask yourself the question, what cards do you continue to get nonstop in your dupe storage, and how do you deal with it? There's 3 easy answers that I recommend. We covered it in today's video and yesterday's video. You'll never have to worry about a full dupe storage ever again. Consistently full dupe storage, I should say. But I don't know what to do with my in-club 91 cards. Okay, so then stop opening packs until you figure out what to do with it. Otherwise, you're going to have a full dupe storage. All the time. Just quick sell dupes? Just delete your club. That would solve the issue, right? Bud, what's up, buddy? How you doing, brother? Carry on. Last. RC Words 28 seconds. Calfari scored after 28 seconds. W. You quick sell your dupes because you can't be ass. Solid, man. Wow, what's up, buddy? Put in whatever I get from the 8510. It's a repeat method. Yep. And the more you scale it, the easier it is to do in bulk. Both open it and make. Everything gets easier the more you have. That's the main reason why I'm trying to get you guys to build up so much. It's officially 85-10 season. Yes, sir. It is that grind time. Now, boys, I know it's disappointing not getting a 99 in every single pack. But we have a month to get all of them. I believe most things are going to be re-released into packs during preseason. We'll have a ton of different SBCs, so if you're not packing everything right now, don't worry. You have plenty of time. I've yet to get a 99 from the 8510s since yesterday. I'm currently struggling. But then again, I've only opened like 200. We still got to open hundreds today. EA are a bit of a joke this year. I disagree. I think that is an idiotic statement, Redacted. This year? This year? Why not every year? Why did you limit it, Redacted? Are you going to glaze EA? Unbelievable. We got an EA glazer in chat. Have you gotten any 99s from these? Nope. Not yet. But I've also made over 500 and only opened like 150 to 200. You still on Team of the Week upgrades? I still have to get rid of my almost 400 Team of the Week upgrades we opened. So it's going to take me more than a single day. I don't think I've done a single Team of the Week upgrade since the day before these came out. What are you putting into Team of the Week upgrades, actually? I'm not doing any Team of the Week upgrades. I did like 400 before 8510s came out to prepare for it. But I guess if you're doing it now, you can put literally whatever you pack in. It's just an 84. Dante, what's up, brother? Solis will ball out this season, Mumbo. Trust? Is he a Trossard regen? I heard. How you getting your 84 players? Are you guys not opening your exchange packs? You should have endless 84s. Why are you guys skipping on your exchanges? You should be asking the question, Mumbo, where do I put all the endless 84s I'm getting? I got too many. He might be the Greek Pyrrhus. He's a baller. Exchanges are deadass unlimited now. Yep, they have been, but now it's even easier. There's zero excuses. If you guys are opening your 8510s and you're making exchanges, over time, your packs should only go up if you did nothing else. It is that easy. Anything else is completely up to you. If you choose to not go in an unlimited direction because you want to maybe make a crap ton of something, just make sure you have enough packs built up to sustain when you choose to not go unlimited. But if you have the foundation, like we covered in the video yesterday and the video today, you will never fail. It will only go up. Mathematically, it's physically impossible for it to go any other direction. How do you get so many 84s? I open hundreds and soon to be thousands of exchange packs. And you guys should be too. What's your best pull? 0.99 so far. I've gotten 1,098,000. I got Euro duped like 15 times. What are the exchange packs? The same spot they've been for a week plus. In the SBC section. Alright, we actually might be... Alright, now it's time to start spamming 85 tons again. Okay. We back in it, boys. Look at that. Up to 400 now. 95 provisions. Now I'm going to open this down until my dupe storage is full again. We're then going to make a crap ton of exchanges. That number should go well over 100. Theoretically. And then we can make a bunch of player picks after that, I guess. We'll spam some PPs with the gold rares. How does this fella have 400? I'm convinced you guys are LARPing, bro. What do you mean? What about me having 400 is surprising, brother? What is not clear? You know the number will only continue to go up if you do the bare minimum basic grind. And you knew we built out hundreds of Team of the Week upgrades when 8410s came out. It's an obscene amount. Yeah. It absolutely is. But it wasn't hard to do at all. Soon 450. Soon 500. Soon 1,000. I so badly want 1,000. Thing is, I don't even do the Team of the Weeks. You don't even have to. You know, you can do a player pick and basically get an FOF every like 3 packs. But Mumbo, how are you making player picks? Doesn't that use gold rares that you'd be using in your 8510s? If the exchanges are endlessly going up, and the 8510s are endlessly going up, the fodder's endlessly going up, you're endlessly making player picks too. Just get them through there. It'll be even more mathematically simple to do once the 8410 or 84 player pick comes back. How long have you been grinding 485 10s? We streamed for like hour past new content yesterday where we started. Then I did probably another 2 hours off stream on console making them. And then we did like an hour-ish probably on the web app. And then 45 minutes making player picks on companion app. I've done like 0 grinding today so far. I think maybe I made 20 85 10s before stream. True that, player picks have been so hit or miss recently. If you just view them as a chance to get a 99, but mainly as a tool to get the stuff to make the 85 10s, which is your best chance right now at a 99, that's the best way to view them in my opinion. Got so much fodder, but I don't do SBCs, so it'll be full forever. Why don't you do SBCs? $200 specials in batch 4, yet almost every 8510 has been like 8 golds. I wonder if the like 8410s are like absolute crack right now since no one's doing them. The pack weight's super good. Could you imagine? Too boring. Get all your 84s in your first 8410. Nice. So what I'm thinking, boys, I'm probably going to change my mind again. I'm not going to do the 94 icon pack thing later tonight. What I'm most likely going to do is just build up even more exchange packs. I'll probably bring back the 3 times 87 to 90 method again. And try to get hundreds upon hundreds of exchanges up. That way when player picks get released, we can just do an absurd amount of player picks. And try to fill our dupe storage with as many footies as possible on Monday when I'm gone. And then for Tuesday when we're on stream, we have a crap ton of footies ready to go. Or even more 8510s made, because if it's filling up the dupe storage, we'll have to do something with it. Keep doing the 95 flick for FOF and footies and desperate for a Poro 99. I'm putting all my comments into the 80 plus, all rares up to 81 into the 85 pick. Anything higher, comments from revision, high raids into that. What are you using, Joker, for your special card in the 85 10s? I'm curious. You can do something much 85 10s because of the provision upgrades. I can do so many 85 10s because of the provisions? Yes. Provisions are the reason for all this. FOF footies and team of the season. If you're using FOF footies and team of the seasons, I would not put all commons into 80 plus times 5. You could probably get away with so many gold commons put directly back into the 85 10 with your footies and other things. You could probably make it stretch way further. If you have just an obscene amount of 75s, maybe you chuck some of those in. I'm not saying to not make any 80 plus times 5s, but you'd be really surprised at how far you can stretch them. I have to do SBCs all next game. It's going to kill me. Well, good thing there's a brand new SBC system that Run the Fut Market confirmed that EA asked his opinion on, and he said if they brought this out as a feature, it would kill the game. And they brought it out anyways. He's like, alright guys, I might be breaking an NDA, but back in FC25, EA was asking for advice and I was giving them feedback, and one of the things they asked me was this new system that we're getting for SBCs in 27. And they asked what I thought, and I was very blunt with them. And said if you implement that into the game, I think it'll be the second biggest mistake the company's ever made. And they said, alright, bet. Oh my goodness. What's going to be interesting though is, at least from what I saw in the beta from people playing, it looked like the bronze upgrade, silver upgrade, and gold upgrade were still there. So even if the new SBC system for, let's say, different repeatable SBCs come out, you still have the basic ones you can go back to put players in, which is good that at least that option's still there. But one of the things I'm curious about is the silver upgrade makes no sense because it says gold commons in there, but there's no gold commons in the game. So EA's either so incompetent that they didn't change that, even though they changed their whole gold and just rarity system in general, or they're gonna fix it by full release. It's all so stupid. Tell me congrats. Lena, that would mean I was happy for you. Why would you want me to lie? Look at that, 111, boys. Already made 165 85 10s, but today I was banned all day. That just, oh, that was an exchange. I was like, did we just get a all gold 85 10? But no. Do you know I only realized yesterday that you can set console squad builder to using just gold rares and gold commons specifically? Yeah, you can. It doesn't stick to gold rares or gold commons. It'll go back to gold, and you have to still put that in by hand for the specific. But it's still a nice feature. Of course, it's not complete like every game. Generally doing SBCs all day. Dude, this is one of the best times of the year in my opinion. Just sitting back, chilling, vibing, grinding. Alright, we'll do player picks up to 82s. And go from there. Finally got 93 Ibra. W. W! You have a 98 Kulu? Ironic that his name is Kulu because he is butt cheeks. SBC fodder. Is he, speaking of Kulu, is he back from injury yet? My PS still shuts off. My R9 will remain unused, bruh. I do up to 94s in exchange from storage. Something I would consider you guys to think about. If you're trying to be as efficient as possible, it sounds on its surface counterintuitive, but I'm telling you, it is the wave. I will ride this wave till I die. Be overkill with what you submit into your exchange when you're making 8510s in exchanges. Just focus on that. Build up to whatever number you're comfortable building up to. Then once you're past that, focus on doing whatever SBC it is you want to do. Instead of making it where you're constantly getting your dupe storage filled and then you're going to make maybe 1 or 2 or 3 94s. Building up the packs faster and being able to spam these faster, not only, I feel like, gives you way more 8510s in bulk, way more shots at the 99s, but then you can endlessly spam right back into the pack you wanted to do. Have they gotten rid of repeatable provisions? Nope, still there. It is still there, brother. Don't diss my great Swedish guy. He's back training with the first team, but not ready to start matches yet. When was his last competitive match? Was it 2024? You're a W? I'm an L, actually. I'm a fake menu grinder. I still haven't gotten a 99 from the 8510s. Also at 169 of the 200 batch 4 release. Nice. You look like my BF's ass, by the way. Lena, every day you surprise me even more. Not in a good way. Spring 2024? Dang, man. What was his injury? So if I grind for the next 7 hours, if I tried with SBC, you think I pack a lot with the 8510s? I think 8510s are your best chance at 99s right now outside of promo packs. Whoa, Mumbo, early stream? Guys, weekends are always early streams. What are you yapping about? What are we talking about? Weekend? So, we live in the US, so during the week, I work an American work schedule. So we go live after the workday's over. So it's usually always 4 hours after new content at the minimum. And then on the weekends when we stream, since we don't have work on the weekends, we go live earlier so that you guys can have a better time to watch me instead of like midnight when we are a little bit into the stream. So if you're either new here or you haven't been around in a while, weekends you can expect us to be live some days before new content, Some days at new content, some days a little after. It really depends. Sundays, I have church and other stuff going on, so it's usually a few hours after. But Saturdays, depending on when football's on, that's the main thing. So like Sunderland plays next weekend, 3 hours after new content. So the game will end an hour before new content. So I'll probably go live either right before new content or right after. What's your job? Product information management. $70 repeatable provisions and 60 85 10s, but I need more Fs, footies, etc. What should I do? Just make team of the weeks? You can. I would do the player pick, the 85 plus player pick. You're going to get way more footies cards and FOFs much faster. And you have chances at 99s in everyone. Sorry, mate, was driving. I meant I build up through all commons into 80 pluses. Now I have 284 10s and 180. And I use only dupe, FOF footies, low commons. Gotcha. Were the 84 10s something you made the day 84 10s came out and you still haven't opened them? Or are you making 84 10s? Still. Dang. You made those all day one? That's insane. I think SBCs are good, but don't like SoftBands for doing SBCs. Are you spam footies from club and 8510 or are you only storage footies? Everything. Alright, we're SBC band. We'll open the player picks and then hop to PS5. Find it boring doing SBCs. So many squads I hate. It's like watching paint dry. Hey, don't disrespect paint drying. Alright, so how many do we have? 22. We're going to see how many usable ones we get out of 22. 1 so far. Two. Job! Sunderland legend. Dang, this batch is booty cheeks. Is the 84 PP only 4 rares tomorrow? It should be, if it's the exact same requirements. Which will make the grind even better. 3. Four. Bruno and Granite back to back. 5. So out of 22, we got 5 footies FUF Team of Seasons. Nice. So I had many saved Jumbo Premium. Dude, look at my Prime Electrums we soft opened. Saw them over the last 5 days, made 3 million profit. I want to open these and list items, but I'm afraid of getting banned. Like people were getting banned on Friday for the amount of profit on stuff. Like if a stadium thing is 10K, I don't want to list it for 9K and have EA think I'm coin selling now. Ray, did you pass by the 100 kg bench press sets? I'm only familiar with Freedom units, so I'm not sure what that that foreign measurement you're using is. I've been opening a few 85 PPs here and there, but I'm mainly opening 85 10s and not getting enough 92 fodder for player SPCs. Any easier way to get them? Yes, a way easier way. I would put all the high-end exchanges, all the high-end stuff into exchanges, build out even more exchanges, build out even more 85 10s, do that until you get hundreds, and then do whatever player SPC you want to do with the fodder you're getting. That way you have hundreds of packs and you're not having to be low on them in order to try to craft an SPC or get enough of a certain rating. You'll be so overkill with everything you have. You could do any SPC at any point. It doesn't take long at all to build up. About 220. My bench PR right now is 285 pounds. So yes. I wanted to push for 315 over the winter, but I kind of stopped caring about bench press. I had 10 for the amount of times I pack Merlin roll. I'd be making a ton of money right now. 150 exchange provisions laying around at this point. Just open 85 10s, mix them with commons from club, rest going to club and storage. Yep, it's that easy. What do you put in storage? Only 85 pluses or every card? What do you mean, what do I put in storage? I don't have a choice of what's put in my storage. What do I take from it? Everything. Whether I'm making exchanges, whether you're making 85 10s, player picks, everything gets mixed in eventually. Most of the commons go in the 85 10 for me. Is there a way to avoid the 24-hour soft bans? Yes and no. If you haven't seen our video on how to avoid soft bans, I highly recommend you take a look at that in the grind playlist. We show you kind of the best ways to avoid getting them in the first place and how, even if you get SBC banned on certain things like the web app and companion app, how you can use the old gen, new gen method to get them overturned instantly and keep grinding. You can do that multiple times a day. So it takes the daily limits on everything from 300, 300, 300, 300. So if you have PS4, PS5, companion web app, in theory, you could do 1200 SBCs a day. But actually, if you're resetting it multiple times, you can do well over 2,000 easily. But why is the stream audio so low? That sounds like a you problem, brother. I haven't changed any of my settings ever. Unless someone else has an issue with our volume, but it's how it normally is. I could, on average, turn both things up if that helps a little bit. I'll turn my mic up a little to 5.7. So both things have equally gone up a little bit. So you might have to turn it down a little bit if that's too loud. Is that better? Gordon was so shite. No, he's not. Dude, Sharky, you guys should paid more money for him. Best player in the world. What are you talking about? I was told on good authority he was the best player in the Northeast. It's better for you? You saw Yamal live? Really? Well, I hope you saw him live. It'd be weird if you saw him dead. Alright, we're going to do some PS5. He missed the ball twice. You know who never misses balls? Hey, Lena. Where you at? You? Hey, yo, dude. Chill. Another footies and a single player pick. W. I'd rather watch Mumbo live than Yamal. What? What do you mean, what, Lena? Alright. We're going to go to the web app here in a second. How's your day with Lena? Are you talking to Sharky, right? You know what? The grind is paying off a bit. You got 98 euro from the 8510 and 97 Puyol out of the icon pick, but still no 99. Nice, man. I got like 15 euros, but no 99 yet. Did you just call Brian Brobby? Brian Bobbery? Brother, the disrespect. You wouldn't be able to afford him either way, so. I mean, it's nice to think about, but not everyone can afford his price tag. Do you use FLFs we got from objectives? I mean, you can use whatever you want. I don't really play the game, so I don't know what I have from objectives. Do I play FPL? Every single year up to this year, I've played FPL. And every single year, I get super excited for it. Our community comes together. We make a part of the Discord for it. We get like 10 to 20 people in. We take it super serious for a single weekend, and then I never touch it again. So this year, I'm just going to do myself the favor and not even start. I'm committing this year to not committing. I like to have at least a copy from each player. Card collection nerd. Nice. Still searching for the perfect 8510 pack. All specials or all walkout. I wonder if anyone's had that yet. Alright, let's load up the web app. It's taking forever. We'll do a new tab. Oh. That's every Friends League? True. I mean, to be fair, it's fun, but, like, also, too, I just, it's too much to pay attention to. I always forget to make changes. The best players are always on the bench by accident. They'll have an absolute amazing week. You, like, ask yourself, like, oh, should I be different and do a captain for anyone but Haaland? You're like, I'm going to do it different than this year. And then Haaland scores 4 goals in a single game. And someone triple captained him. And you're like, oh. It's fun when your team's constantly winning? I'd argue it's more fun when you're constantly losing. Because then you're hoping something happens. Alright, so we still have 72 Team of the Weeks. 337 gold commons, 211 gold rares. Do Team of Seasons. Alright, we got tons of stuff. Okay, let's do... no specials, up to 94. We'll do up to 86 for gold rare. If I got 99 De Bruyne, started grinding hard. It's not fun when your team loses every week. I've been there. Yeah, you're a Spurs supporter. Of course you've been there. You're going to be there again this season, brother. Back to back to back losing seasons. Oh, there it is. Fabrizio confirmed. The Rodri to Barca. You were correct. Let's see. 88, 91. It's going to even throw in some Team of the Weeks. Beautiful. So it mainly used higher end ones for gold rares and gold commons because we didn't put in up to 95. So all the footies cards we have aren't really being used. So what I'm going to do is right after we make these, I'm going to spam open some 85 10s again real quick. We're going to cycle those back in to get a lot of the gold commons out of our club. And I'll put it up to 95 to use. You should open all the 85 ones. I have 0 85 ones. But if you meant 85 10s, it'll be impossible for me to run out. See that amazing performance against Hoffenheim? I did not. No. I didn't even see the United game, dude. I heard United got embarrassed. Spurs are winning the league this year? No, Spurs will win the league next year. I think Wolves and West Ham will be back in the Prem, so the championship will have less quality than it does this season. So I think Spurs will for sure have a chance to win the league next year. Roger de Barca, I just found out from you now. I can't believe. You found out from me? Weren't you the one who just told me in chat, or was that C-Barbs? Someone just told me the news, so then I looked it up. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. All right, hold on. Let's make it sure it's set to 98. I don't want it to be on 97. Okay, it is 98. So if we get an animation, it's going to be good to a certain extent. Another footies. Another footies in Team of the Season. W. Oh, all gold pack there. Another footies. Open all of them. That will be physically impossible, brother. Another footies. Another footies. Another footies. Another FOF. Another Team of the Year. Another footies. Another footies. Okay. So we opened 19. 3 FOFs. 8 footies. So 11. 12. 12 back out of the 19, so 7 difference. We'll get those player picks later. Okay, so now I'm assuming the footies are filling up the dupe storage decent bit now, and then the club as well. Do the 85 10s, but we'll go up to 95 this time. Mumbo's goes to my messages. Shallow. I'm not looking at any of the messages when I'm actively trying to do the SBC. Spurs will win the league next year if it's the championship we're on about. We finished 4th this season. The next season challenge for the league title, Coys. United need a starting left back real bad. You know who United was interested in, but never got the chance to put in an official bid because Sunderland was all over it? The future, not even future France left back. He's going to be France's left back this season. Absolute baller. Imagine if Polson was a 99. I'd have 15 million 99s then. 15 million 99s. Look at that, another 20. Boom. Look at all those 75s they're able to fit in. Cold, 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 cold. Oh, we'll put Zombie in, I guess. Need Lewis Hall, please. Please take Lewis Hall from Newcastle so they have 0 people left. Day in Matali. Day in Matali. Chelsea will win the league. Chelsea has a very competitive depth situation. I don't think anyone matches the quality of Chelsea's depth. I think if you look at the first team, the bench, the reserves, the second team, the bench, reserves, the third team, the bench, and reserves, they're all around the same quality, which is a mid-table Prem team pushing for Europa. So, it's possible. Holy wait, I don't care about my YouTube name. I just realized it's so corny I need to change it. Turley Goated? What is Turley? Reed should like Spurs as we freed Tonali. Hey, I can go back to liking Toenail again. Hopefully he has a good season, man. Did they get rid of the SBC ban? No, but it's very difficult to get banned on everything in a single day. So it's still easy to make thousands of SBCs. What is your rate that you put into player SBCs, casino footies? I am doing the what we call the on-off method. Have you ever heard of me talk about the on-off method before? If not, I can explain it real quick. It goes for league SBCs, it goes for this, and it goes for kind of everything. No? Okay. So, whatever method you're doing, the more things you add to it, the more the method slows down. If you're trying to be, let's say, as exact as possible with making 85 10s, only using to a certain range, putting specials into this when you get this, so you're making exchange here, you're making 85 here, you got a 90 plus here, so then you're putting in that, you're doing this, you're doing that. You do 15 million different SBCs, you're going to do 15 million SBCs very slowly, and you're going to do nothing efficiently. Instead, we have a method we call the on-off method, where if we do have times where, let's say, all 91 or 92 plus rated cards will put into, let's say, for example, the 94 plus icon pack thing. In theory, if we just focus on building up the exchange packs now in the 8510s, and instead of putting those into it now, if we put those all back into exchanges, theoretically, we build out way more exchanges. We build up more 8510s. We're able to spam even more 8510s. We're able to spam even more exchanges. We get those numbers to a bare minimum 100. We talked about this in the video yesterday and the video today if you guys aren't familiar. You get those numbers to a bare minimum of 100. You work higher than that, and then you have a place that you go back to. So if you want to grind and have a bare minimum of 100 of each pack, get above that, and then any exchange above, any 8510 above, all that additional fodder you could put towards the SBCs. So for example, right now, if I wanted to do that and said, hey, at all times, I want to have over 185 10s, I want to have over 100 of the exchanges, look how much of a head start I have to do any SBC. I could, in theory, just go in right now and spam a bunch of my 85 10s and get Fatinia done in 2 minutes. I could go in and make probably 100 of the 94 plus within an hour, and then just go back to the standard way of doing things. That's going to be infinitely faster than just sitting there and just slowly only using up to a certain rating, but having your dupe storage fill up, so then you're having to put that in and this in. Does that make sense? Also, I'm going to try something now too. You're going to notice this a little bit more. I'm going to start spamming the 8510s even more in bulk together. Make even more 8510s from it. Until we're as low as possible. And then we're going to hit exchanges. Because I want to really gut a lot of these 75 commons we have in our club. Without needing to make the 80 plus times 5s. Show team. It's a Sunderland Evo squad. Will they release batch? Will the re-release batch stay in the next promo? I think they'll add everything back together. I think is the plan. But I'm not 100% positive. Backup player to João Pedro is either Delap or Jackson. Neither any good. Prem bottom 3 next year. Chelsea, Newcastle, and Sunderland. Do you guys think any of the newly promoted teams are going to stay up? Hull is having a much better window than they initially had. They have, like, if they can find that perfect starting 11, they have a decent squad. Coventry, I feel like, is built relatively well too. I don't think neither one's going to be fantastic, but I think Coventry still has the best chance. Ipswich is going to be very hit or miss. Sunderland plays Ipswich in Ipswich for the first week of the season. So that'll be interesting, but yeah. Yeah, man. Alright, still 55 team of the weeks. I might pop up to 87s or 88s to see if making those allows us to get away with some more team of the weeks to get those numbers down faster. Like the way you talk, your mouth is moving crazily. No, they will all go back down. They're all terrible in the cups. Did they play their first teams in the cups? Or is it a mix of bench and reserves? Plus, most of them didn't have their players in yet either. They'll keep making signings up until the deadline day. I think Sunderland will win the Europa League and get 6th in the Prem. I think they have a few more positions that they need to get a little bit more depth in. It's not completely official yet, but now that we're signing a young left back. That's going to be the future France left back for the next World Cup and just international in general. That's going to be really nice. Still think we need a right winger. I think Trey Hume does good there in more of an inverted role and kind of playing a little bit different, having Lefay central. Chris Rigg coming in over there. I think Tabi's going to have a fantastic season. We bought him in the winter transfer window last year, but he got injured in his first game, so he hasn't been able to play too much. Lens is beating PSG in the final. They're winning right now. That Lens is a super team, brother. I'm telling you. That Lens team was close to winning League One last year, and Sunderland played them out of the park during preseason last week. Obviously, preseason's not the judge of everything. You could lose every preseason game and do really well in your league, but I think for Sunderland's kind of Europa League tests, playing a quality League One team that's going to be playing Champions League and playing them out of the park, and then coming back and beating a team that's also quality in League One, but will be in the Europa League as well, was also a good test. See, it only lets me build 5 now. I'm going to go up to, let's say, 88s to see if it puts in some lower rated ones. Jamal and Mbappe land Spurs. Not only do Arsenal have to get ready, the world has. Jamal landing in Tottenham would be something I don't think AI would even say that. It sounds like a scenario that would never happen. You know what? We should do this. We'll do down to 94. Allow special up to 88. Or we'll even do up to 89. I want to really just get rid of these Team of the Weeks. Nathan, what's up, buddy? Welcome back, man. You probably don't remember me. I used to come in here all the time. I remember you. Or at least the name sounds familiar. I was just wondering how to get all these packs you've got. I tried it and it failed because I don't have enough golds. If you guys are wondering how to make unlimited 85 10s, we had that video go out yesterday. And then past that, kind of different grinds you can do and keep the grind going very easily. The video today, we talked about that as well. So I would take a look at the grind playlist, brother, for the step-by-step tutorial. Yeah, some of these, once you loosen the restrictions a little bit, they get wild with some of the SBCs they can make. Alright, sick. So we get rid of some more Team of the Weeks. We also get rid of some more gold commons. I'm curious to see if we get SBC banned in this batch of 19. If not, we're in a really good spot. Mbappe Tottenham. What a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? What's a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? They would be more willing to probably go to Texas than they would be to Tottenham. How many 85 10s are you on? 400 plus right now. And we've made over 600. I think Team of the Week making is more friction step. Also cannot make you use low rated commons. Yeah, so Team of the Weeks are useful up to a certain point. The more useful thing is going to be getting footies cards, Team of the Season and FOFs and player picks with the endless exchanges that you're getting. What's the easiest way to get good golds? Nathan, I would look at the video from yesterday, brother. That video is going to help you get endless golds. You'll never struggle with golds again. Alright, so we're up to 424. We're at 108 repeatable footies provisions. Now, what I'm going to do is we have room. I'm going to open some of these. Actually, you know what? We're going to clear This is probably going to get us SBC banned now. We'll use specials up to 94. How many provisions can we make? Last question, sorry mate, for the 8510, do you use also high rated cards like 91 pluses in a special low common? Yes and no. That's another thing I do the on and off method for. So I have times where I'm only using up to certain rating. I have other times where I'm using everything. It really depends. You'll see like the batch I just did towards the end there. I noticed I still had more commons I had to get rid of. So I purposely opened a few more of the 8510 so that we'd get more gold rares that were higher rated to mix in to get that bunch out. So it's more about looking at what my club has and what it doesn't have and going from there. And I think having both the exchange packs and the 8510s help with that too. Having more than just one of each built out, having hundreds, is if I notice I have way too many gold commons low end and I don't want to waste them on my daily SBC usages for an 80 plus times 5, I'll just open more 8510s to balance that out. Then once that's empty, I'll spam open more 8510s, make infinitely more exchanges, and I can sit there and spam like 10 to 20 exchanges to fill those gold commons back in the club. And then I'll usually take all those gold rares low and make a crap ton of player picks and get like 20 plus footies cards back into. Another good way when it comes to making these exchanges is if you make them after you just made 8510s, theoretically you're getting rid of all the FOFs that would be in the low rating range, so you're accidentally not going to be putting them in. So there's like little tips and tricks you'll get on that over time. There's still times where there'll be leftovers, but we went pretty far down there to make sure we used all of them. I'd be very shocked if we had a single one. Team of the Years. We have one. Araujo on the final one. Which we could refresh that and try to use someone else. And we can. Sweet. What's my foot genie not working? When it comes with an arrow, I use multiple squads, but I have fodder to do the squads. It might be a refresh you need to do to fix it. I would take a look at your settings. Make sure you have the correct settings turned on for it. Like for the SBC itself, if you think you're using specials, but that's turned off, make sure it's turned on, so on and so forth. Or the thing I normally fix it, the third option for me, is instead of trying to build out like 25 to 50, try a single use and see if it works for a single use. Then submit a single SBC and then try again. For the sheer amount of dupes I get, I make probably one provision pack per 8510. Yes, sir. But I'll explain something while we're waiting for these footies to end to solve your guys' issue for one-to-one running low on maybe team of seasons, footies, FOFs, wanting to know whether or not to make a team of the week upgrade. We'll just make it even simpler. The more 8510s you build out, the more exchanges you build out. Once the 84 player pick comes tomorrow, if it's the exact same requirements as last time and just 4 gold rares, it's going to be even easier to not only get exchanges out of the player picks themselves. That would be endless because the math is even better. The amount of footies cards you'd endlessly get from those will make it very easy for you to build out 8510s. So if you guys are in a position where your exchanges are low or your 8510s are low, once tomorrow hits, it's going to be even easier to build out both of those. And then what I'll probably end up doing once I'm out of the team of the weeks in my club, obviously I can endlessly get footies by spamming the 8510s. But if I want to build out, let's say, even more 8510s in advance without necessarily getting them from the 8510 itself, getting the footies, I should say, I'll just spam open more exchanges and build out like 50 to 100 player picks. And then from those 50 to 100 player picks, if I get somewhere between 20 to 40 additional FOF footies team of season cards, I can then just build out an additional 25 to 40. And then that daily is going to add up very quickly to have those numbers spiral to the moon. Like, look at that. We started today at this below 400 and this below 100. We're at 125 and 424. And we could make probably a few hundred player picks. Just make 84 icons or 95 PPs as you open the 8510s. You never run out. It's an infinite loop as far as I can tell. Yeah, I would just use the on-off method instead of doing them at the same time. It's going to make you be able to make even more packs quicker and make even more of the 94 icons quicker. And it's going to end up at the same thing. You're going to have the same amount of packs. You're just going to be more efficient with doing each thing. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's make a few PPs. Probably make one per first back for 8510. You absolutely could. No problem. If you're doing loads of 8510s and putting high rated dupes into the 94 plus, I can make another 25 exchanges. Nice. Also, too, same logic applies to, I mean, you can do it for other SBCs, but the 94 pack in particular, if you're not putting a special card that fits the mold of FOF Footies Team of the Season in, if it's a horrible 94 card, you have a 94 FOF or Footies card that you can now use towards the 8510 or anything else you want to use it towards. So, worst case scenario, when you're building those out too, it's basically a high-end Team of the Week. But it's a chance at a 99. Boom, 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 boom. The thing I've noticed is that my luck is so much better on the companion. I 100% agree. I've noticed that too. Web app and console sucks for me. Companion, it's the best. My issue is I have hundreds of tradable packs that show up ahead of the 8510s for me. So if I really want to open them on companion, I probably have to just spam through and open those. Which I might just quick sell everything in those to get it done even faster. Plus, I really don't want to list, now that the jumbo gold packs are gone, I do not want to list the consumables in the jumbo gold anymore because I'm scared of getting my account banned like a lot of the traders have been recently. That's so stupid, bro. So many people are making crazy coins on special card flipping. And because there have been, was it bots buying them? Essentially a bunch of traders had their accounts swiped. Same issue with me, but instead I got like 370 exchanges. Cooked. Like, some guy commented on one of my ChemSal videos the other day, and he's on PC, and he watched the video on how he made 25 million coins on, or 20 plus million coins on ChemSals, and he did that for the PC market, where he looked at, I think it was the price of Hawks, and he noticed early day Hawks were like 600 coins, and then by Weekend League, they're like 4.5k to 5k, and then he picked up like 3,000. and sold them. And then he bought Pina for like 4 mil. And then his account got banned. Is that so dumb? You sell at market price and you get screwed for it. You buy a card at market price, you get screwed for it. Is Vitinha more visually appealing at cam or center mid? I want him in my team, but I doubt I will play with him. In general, he's very visually appealing. He's good to look at. The hair alone makes him a 99 rated. Gameplay wise, I'm not sure where I'd play him either. I don't do as much gameplay as you guys. But even then, I'd be afraid to get banned playing gameplay. Match against a hacker and EA is gonna crucify you. So stupid. Depends on what else you have. True. If you have any Newcastle cards in your team, you'll instantly get in over them. If you have any Sunderland cards, good luck. I'm not flipping just what I pack from Jumbos. I sell them at the same minimum price and it goes like crazy. Yeah, even then I'm afraid now to sell even the consumables I've left in my club. Like, I genuinely do not want to risk it. Because I have over 11 mil. I can spend up to 11 mil in promo packs. I have probably another 4 to 5 mil minimum worth of chem cells in my club I could sell. But the question is it worth having an extra 4 to 5 mil? If it means potentially even a small percentage chance of getting the account wiped. Like, do I want to list 500 catalysts? No. All right, 21. See what we can get. One thing I noticed from Sunderland and Tottenham, Sunderland 1, Tottenham nils, the refs don't seem to mind Sunderland players critically elbowing and injuring Spurs players. Brother. I am so sorry that the Spurs aren't a physical team. I'm sorry Romero got bullied out of the park, and that was the last game he ever played for them. I'm so sorry. Expect that every single game this season, though. They need to up their physicality. Like 5 million %. You know, it's scary. Funny part is I have 2 accounts. One is trading and grinding and use AI tools. The other one's FC exclusive. And guess which one I got banned? C-Point account. I wonder if I should do that. Should I have my Sunderland? No, I don't want to do that. I was going to say, should I do my Sunderland Evos on one account and then keep my main account for this? I can't be bothered. My logic when it comes to Pale Tools, Foot Genie, all the extensions is, in general, EA system for next year for SBCs is going to be moving in a direction that's going to make extensions not as needed. But in general, if they start handing out mass bans for extensions, they literally can't draw a line anywhere. They would have to ban literally the whole community who uses it and their own employees who use it and work on Ultimate Team. So the question you got to ask yourself is, will EA ban? The ones who would enforce the ban are the ones using the extensions. Would they also ban themselves? And at that point, it's one of those things where if EA is going to be petty enough to not fix their game in the slightest, not take from extensions at all and build it to make a better menu, if instead they're just going to have their solution be ban everyone who's ever used an extension, at that point, we're all banned. I would much rather take that risk to make thousands more of SBCs and enjoy the menus now. In worst case scenario, play on a second account next year. You speak as if corruption wasn't an option? True. It's always an option. Who is Sunderland's best signing this summer, do you think? We had one signing so far. Thomas Meunier on a free. And now we are signing the future French left back. But it's not official yet, so. The reason Sunderland hasn't had to buy is because we finished 7th last season and have held on to every single player from the starting 11 and have sold 4, 5, I think up to 6 players now on for pure profit as well. But being in Europa limits Sunderland's spending a bit more than if we weren't in Europa, because there's different financial limits up to a different percentage. So it's not that Sunderland can't spend. They could still probably spend. Without this deal going through yet, Sunderland has over 100 mil they could spend. Realistically, that's going to be probably 25 to 30 mil on the left back, which is what it's going to be. Somewhere between 25 to 35 for a right wing. Potentially like somewhere between 10 to 20 for a center mid or eventually a Granite replacement. And then a left center back, either finding one on a free or finding a future Elderate, basically. A future left center back. We were looking at the guy Leeds signed for like 45 mil. The Bosnian. He's a baller, dude. Leeds has a scary team. I would expect Leeds to get mid-table at least. I think they get Europe if they can keep that team together. They look insane. Real talk, you think EA employees that use extensions, I bet they don't have SBC limits, can go all year? Well, it's like, my thinking's this. Whether or not this is crazy, let me know. If EA is going to make an SBC unlimited repeatable, they should allow you to do it in unlimited amount of times. As long as you have the ability to get the SBC done, you should be able to do it. If they have SBC bans, by nature, they are limiting your ability to do an unlimited SBC. If they could easily cap extensions, they could easily cap the menus by literally making it where you can only do a certain amount per day. Just make it that way. Instead of having, for the longest time, League SBCs unlimited, you can only do up to 100 League SBC runs per day. Okay. You can only do up to 585 10s a day. Okay. Set those limits. They won't do it, though. A few years ago, I was watching Sunderland versus Bolton in League One. I think you remember the score. I'm so grateful for that game, brother. If it wasn't for that game, Sunderland wouldn't be in the Prem today, and Sunderland wouldn't be the team they are and the club they are. That was the turnaround moment. Also, the first season of the championship was a crucial moment, too. Getting Ahmad on loan, getting some crucial players from League One to step up to the next level. Some that were able to continue all the way into the Prem with us and even be a starter. Crazy, man. Finite the Infinity. This is only in EA. But it's like, think of any other game, right? If you were playing like an RPG type of game, or like, I play a bunch of Pal World, or I was playing a bunch of Pal World. Let's use Pal World as an example. If you're getting resources in that game, and you want to build a lot of something, it's going to allow you to build however many of said thing you want to build if you have the resources for it. If I want to build, let's say, a wood wall, and I need 10 wood to build the wall, I could theoretically get thousands upon thousands of pieces of wood. And as long as I can get the wood, all I need is the crafting time now to finish building that. It should be the same thing as SBCs. If you want to build out 1,000 SBCs in a row and you have the ability to have the stuff in your club to do it, EA should give you a sliding scale of saying, hey, you have all these cards. Would you like to submit this and make 1,000 8510s? Absolutely. It might take a few minutes to load them all. That's fine. But it's just, they simply don't do those things because they don't want you to be efficient. And don't give me the, extensions are cheating because you can do things at such an extreme speed. If you min-max the menus in terms of like the speed of stuff on here, EA will purposely crash you ever so often. And it's the reason we don't grind on the menus all day, every day to begin with. If you stay on PS4 or PS5 for more than like 10 minutes at a time, it's almost impossible to go without a crash where it sends you to the main menus, loads for a ton of time, resets your filters, and it's things that have been in the game for years at this point. Never would fix it, but heaven forbid they give you too good of a value tradable promo pack. EA will not only fix it within seconds, their EA communication page will put a statement out saying, it has come to our attention that we released a pack in the store that had odds that were different than we intended. We apologize for the inconvenience and have removed it from the store. Oh, so something that was actually good for the community, you removed it. Gotcha. How about all those stupid packs that are uber expensive? 10 wood? I got a lot of wood. I know, random question. You know when you pull a pack and it's a double walkout, can you see what the second card is before it flips? I think if you see it down the hallway, it should show you the team and the nation on the right side. And the left side's the first one. I could be wrong, though. Extensions are haram, then I am haram. Remember that 25k tradable hero pack? Not only do I remember, brother, I got Landon Donovan. Have you seen news on FIFA 2K? What's up, buddy? Is that where the people who worked on FIFA Ultimate Team back in early days have a few people at 2K working on it now? Why do you still build 85 plus PPs, by the way? If you guys are ever wanting to easily build up even quicker the amount of 8510s you have the ability to make, or more easily stretch how far you can mix in your gold commons, using your low-end gold rares, in my opinion, nets you so many footies cards, Team of the Seasons, FOFs. It's only going to make it that much easier. And for tomorrow, with what's rumored to be the 84 plus 1 of 5 player pick coming back, if it's only for 4 rares again, it's going to be even better value. Apparently it's a thing that's happening. I think EA needs more competition. I'm all for it. It gives so many Team of Seasons. Guys, if you do a group of 85 plus player picks, like let's say you do a group of 50, I'm convinced you'll get at least 20 cards that can go into an 85-10. Extensions are cheating, but EA forces you to cheat to have fun. It's against EA's terms and conditions to use extensions to connect to your EA account using outside resources. Theoretically, you could make the same argument that FUTGG, FUTBin, all those should be illegal as well to use and punishable by EA. But EA works with them now, and they also have employees who use said extensions. But yes, true. There is always a risk. In my opinion, though, it's infinitely worth the risk. So make anything except 8510s and 95 PPs because it feels like the best chance at a 99. Yeah, I think so. Like 3 footies from one pick. Footage is no cheat, it's just making it more efficient. If you're not using sniping bots, if you're simply just using SBCs to help you create SBCs simpler and open packs faster because the menus slow you down so much. Again, if you made the case, if there was no SBC limit and you didn't have to switch from thing to thing, completely understandable. If there's no SBC limit, you could make the case for completely staying on the menus. If it didn't crash all the time, you could make a case for staying on the menus. If they had a somewhat usable menu experience that got better over time, you could make a case for staying on the menus. But the menus limit you so much. And even if you go on the web app and companion app, if you've saved up any amount of packs, it is outrageous that they still haven't updated their system to have the packs the same way they do on console, where it shows the different number of packs at each level. You have to physically scroll through some of us thousands of packs to get to what you want to open if you choose to use those, because EA doesn't put in the most simplest of features. It's so dumb. Even if it's against terms, EA can ban 90% of the players. I mean, think of it in terms of football, right? I think football's the perfect example. No one would disagree that, I mean, City's the perfect example to point to, but you could make a case for like financial things with Chelsea. But let's use City as an example. City has broken rules when it comes to how they've run their football club. They should, in theory, either get point deductions or get penalized in terms of owing money or potentially transfer embargoes, whatever you want it to be. I don't think anyone would look at any of the City situations or potential charges and say, oh yeah, they'd be completely innocent of that. But for EA, or not for EA, for City, it's one of those things where they understand that realistically, the only way they're probably going to get penalized is financially, and they're going to have to pay some sort of fine. So if they're able to make deals happen, get away with money things, and they're able to make hundreds of millions off of it, and they might be penalized by having to pay 5 mil, 10 mil, they're willing to take that risk because worst case scenario, the huge money they make from it, they can pay part of that as a penalty. Same thing kind of applies to the menu grind. If you guys are grinding the game only on the menus, in theory, we should only have to be able to grind on the menus, but it's such a poor experience. If you try to make the experience playing this game any better by using the actual web app that EA allows you to use, but using an extension on top of it to make it a better experience because EA refuses to make it better. If you choose to make the experience better on the game you're currently playing, if EA chooses to ban you for that, what's the worst case scenario that comes? Okay, I'll cancel my pre-order for 27 and just not play 27. Or, okay, since I have the game anyways, I can just play on a second account. If you go in with that sort of mindset, for me, it's worth it 1,000,000%. I'd much rather be more efficient, save more of my time in my day so that I can go do other things, touch grass, go hang with friends and family, than have to spend even more time on the game doing stupid stuff on the menus at 1/10 the speed that it could be. And it's not even another comparison. It's not even an extension thing either. I can do SBCs so fast on the companion app versus console. There's times where I can do it really fast on console, but after you do 10 to 15, it crashes you. I wish I could be super efficient on here. It's just not the case, Ben. And they just seem to not care. Bro, you give so many good tips. Thank you, man. Just wondering, do you guys put all your footies cards under 97 rated from your club? I've been doing up to 95 in my club. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. Infinitely clears. Messi, I'm $1,000,000. Messi. Ain't got a Messi. Ain't got a Messi. So in the Saudi Pro League, the financial part of the game is so much less strict than UEFA. It's like EA employees can use extensions and average Joe apparently. Isn't it funny, though, that the whole Saudi experiment, the quality of their top teams are still so bad that they lose to the top 3-4 teams in the Turkish league? Like, Besiktas and Galatasaray would absolutely poop on Al Nassr, Al Hilal, Nyom. Wait, Nyom's not even... Is Nyom a Saudi league team, or is Nyom a Qatari team? I think they're Saudi, right? They're the new Saudi team? Yeah. They have a Polish goalkeeper that Sunderland was supposed... Oh! Okay. 7 special cards is, I think, the most I've had in a single pack right there. It's located in North Saudi? Gotcha. What PP do you think is coming tomorrow? It was leaked and rumored that it was going to be the 84 plus 1 of 5 return-in. So I'd assume it'd be 4 gold rares needed again. Mumbo, can you rate my past and present Arsenal team? I sent it in the general chat. If it's a present team, it's going to be alright. If it was a past team, depending on how far back your past, it's probably even worse. We'll take a look at it. Wait, why would you put it in the general chat, brother? Why don't you put it in the EA teams? Is that Guendouzi? Is that Guendouzi or a Hullet? I just see the hair. Okay, it's Guendouzi. Flow. I like it. Good job. Bro, 4 20 85 10s? I know, man. The number's too low. I'm sorry. I need it higher. The fact that it's under 500 is horrific. Sao Paulo have approached Jamie Vardy to join the club as a free agent. I think he also has championship offers. He should just go back to Leicester in League One. All gold. We got our all gold pack, guys. Too low? Yeah. It should be 100. It should be 500 plus. What pressure? Pressure? What pressure? Also, I don't know about you guys. I feel like the pack weight on console is just horrific. Companion app is the best pack. Speaking of Barty, Mike Theory. That's Euro for the 15th time. Oh, no, it's not even Euro. Kone for the 5 millionth time. So not sure if you've heard of the team, El Gadisha, but they actually have a very decent team. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. We're gonna foot mob them. Al God Shia. Oh, they got Quinones. Wait, did they get Quinones this season? I could have sworn he was in the Liga MX. They got Otavio? Shamat's there? Nacho's there? Alvarez is there? Retiga's there? No. When did this happen? Brother, they built Haram. They got a former Getafe center back, known for tomfoolery. They got the former Real Madrid center back, Nacho. Where's Takiri from? Is Takiri a dual nat? He plays on the Saudi Arabian national team. But he sounds familiar. Was he a potential U18 or U21 Spanish or French player by chance? I gotta look him up. He sounds so familiar. It doesn't say he played for anything other than Saudi Arabia U23, but I swear I reckon I know him. Quinones in 2023? Really? He's been there that long? Dang, man. Bamyang and Quinones play? Aramco Oil Company, even the pro players for EAFC have super high wages. Nice. Wait, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if you represent a esports club, the club for the esports, probably get good money still. Yeah, I packed summer and noticed he changed. Dude, half of these transfers I have not seen this summer. I literally will just find out through FIFA. The way it should be. No Fabrizio, just old-fashioned. You buy the next FIFA. Also, too, I don't know if you guys are this way. I feel like one of the coolest things about, no matter how much you play FIFA/EAFC, one of the great things about Ultimate Team in particular is your ball knowledge over the course of a season just gets so... You get so familiar with all these players because you pack them all the time. You are familiar with different leagues. You'll see a Prem team sign a Belgian Pro League player for like 30 mil, who's the next big thing, and you're like, oh yeah, I submitted that silver player 500 times into the premium mix for a jumbo gold pack. I remember him. And I remember the first year they added women to the game. Was it the first or second year we had that live card for Rolfo? And like everyone went to her Instagram and Barca's Insta to see if she'd be playing, because she had to get, I think it was a certain amount of starts in a time period to get an upgrade. She had to keep a certain amount of clean sheets, I think. Scored assists in a certain amount of games. Yeah, I've heard he's the new Trossard. The new Trossard. Well, I know them really because I'm a soccer nerd and watch so many leagues. Also, they have the upcoming Saudi player, Antoine, who is definitely the best player from there. Okay. I don't watch the Saudi League at all. Are they available on any streaming services? Championship games, some League Ones you can get through Paramount. Paramount also has Champions League and European Conference. They also get, I believe, some Serie A. YouTube TV has some Bundesliga and La Liga. So does ESPN. YouTube TV has basically every Prem game. I think ESPN has the FA Cup. But does Paramount have the Carabao? What about Brazilian League, Mumbo? Do you know any teams? I swear it's the funniest league. Bro, did you see the... I don't watch too much Brazilian League. I used to a little bit when Neymar was originally there at Santos the first time. When I was in middle school, high school. But not recently. I see a bunch of clips, though. Like, when Depay was there, before he had his contract thing happen. Dude, did you see the goalkeeper in the South African League, bro? Brother caught the ball at, like, almost the halfway line. Got a red card and then just refused to leave. Heading out? Alright, see you, brother. We won't be live on Monday, guys. We'll have a player pick video go up after new content, but no stream on Monday. Monday are our football nights. Monday leagues are our Sunday leagues. The only time we'll be live on a Monday is if our game's canceled or the season's over or it's like a super late game. crazy. Lots of crazy things. Good joining you on the stream. Gotta go. See you, brother. Have a good night, guys. If you're heading out. Bro, can you say my name? Zay. Is it Zay, Zed, or Zaid? There's actually a line there too, poor guy. I do not watch the Syrian League, no. Not at the moment. It's Zaid. Mumbo, you said it in the most racist way possible? How is it possible I said it in the most racist way possible when I said it like 4 different ways? Which one of the 4 ways was the most racist? Mumbo, do you watch the Korean League? I don't. I want to watch the Japanese League a little bit more this year. During COVID, I remember one of the only leagues that was on. If you guys were around the channel in 2020, 2021, when most of the leagues were gone for a period of time, the Indian Super League was one of the only leagues that I could find games for. And time-wise, they would start before my workday. So I'd wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to watch Mumbai City absolutely decimate whoever they were playing. And then go to work. No, I don't watch the Asian Champions League. Rodri to Barca, vamos. Giannis, did you not see? They just called it off, brother. Rodri's agent wanted too much money that Barca wasn't able to play. They called it off, and he's en route to Sunderland. Mumbo City, that's what we called them. Mumbai City was the team we would watch because it sounded like Mumbo. That was literally the logic. And also, too, they had either it was an enforced rule of you could only have so many foreign players in a roster or in starting spots. I don't know what the specifics were, but it was like 90+% of the Indian Super League were Indians. But then the top teams, like literally 3 of the 4 top teams, always had a Brazilian, a Uruguayan, or an Argentinian. And it was just the funniest thing ever. Mumbai City versus Punjab FC. Good times, bro. You ever played FM? I've occasionally played FM over the years. I'm like, I have such a middle ground. I don't think career mode on FIFA has enough things. And I feel like Football Manager has a little too much for what I'm looking for. So it's like, I would play something that's a little bit more in the middle ground. Gotta go. All right, see you, buddy. See, the thing is with the US, it gets a little bit more difficult, right? So, my local is in League One, which is the 3rd division in the US system, which is not directly correlated to the MLS. There's no relegation promotion within the systems. But by next year, there's supposed to be relegation and promotion between the USL systems. So you have the MLS, the USL Championship, and then USL League One. So you have those divisions where theoretically my local could get as high as the USL Championship. But unless someone's willing to buy an MLS spot when they expand again eventually, your team physically can't get to the MLS. So I don't have a local MLS that I can support and go to. Growing up, I watched the Portland Timbers a crap ton. I would say that'd be, if I had a MLS team that I would support, it would have been them. But it's just, I don't know. I'm not a big MLS fan. Both kind of the level and the footballing culture. It's like, the best way I can describe it, Prem football culture, international football culture, any of the top leagues, there's like a minimum level of ball knowledge and just kind of like a love for the sport. For MLS, it's a majority like theater kids. Like, think of your most annoying theater kid. That's like your average MLS supporter. Do you watch tennis? I do not watch tennis. A girl I used to talk to was a tennis player. I played with her occasionally, and watched tennis with her, but I didn't ever want to watch tennis by choice. I have nothing against it, it's just not my sport. Not even sure my city has a team. Do I watch volleyball? Brother, I watch... Let's see. I watch actual football the most. Second most would probably be either college soccer or college football or basketball. A little less than that, maybe the NFL or NBA. I watch a decent amount of MLB when the season starts, but then just kind of fall off before playoffs. So baseball, I watch some. Track and field, if I can find events, I'll watch those or highlights. Any like Olympic events or Winter Olympics, I don't really watch any of that outside of the Olympics. Track and field's the only exception. Don't really watch swimming. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a UFC guy, no. I never got into it. Part of it being pay-per-view never got me into it, but then also, too, I don't really sports bet too often, so didn't have that either. Remember, there's so many Lenas in my Algo ever since I followed you on Insta. What is Algo? Algorithm? What was the last game of FC you played? I did objectives like 2 days ago. And I went undefeated in Weekend League last weekend. And undefeated in Div Rivals last week as well. Both Div Rivals and Foot Champs were single games, though. We won a single game and called it quits. Do you watch Corn? No, I'm more of a bean fan. Black bean, pinto bean, refried beans. Corn, I prefer more in popcorn than actual corn itself. If it's like more of like a salsa, I'd eat corn, but I'm not really like... Corn on the cob's good. Love eating corn on the cob. It's just the satisfaction to effort ratio is just not worth it in my opinion. Like eating corn on the cob, whether it's like a nice long piece of corn or like the mini nubs, both are good with like butters and salt on it, but you just get so much stuck in your teeth. That's personally not fun. Yo, what's up, buddy? He has a bird called Lita. UFC switched to Paramount. There's no... Oh, it's on? Okay. I might actually watch if it's on Paramount now with no extra price. Or do you have to pay an additional tier on Paramount? Or if you own Paramount, do you have access to it? Average weekend league record, 0-0 most weekends, or usually like 1-0, 2-0, unless like I give away a game or two. You're boring? It took you this long to figure that out? PSG lost against Lens? That's like the least surprising thing ever. Can someone explain to me why they thought PSG would beat the super team of Lens? So now we basically confirmed that Sunderland could beat the two-time Champions League winner, PSG. That's basically been confirmed. Lens beats PSG. Lens gets absolutely destroyed by Sunderland. Was it a close game against PSG, or if you had to play 15 games? If we had to play 15 games, we'd probably go... I mean, it depends. If we're doing meta... See, I very rarely play Weekend League, so it's hard to go off of. If I was sweating, playing meta, doing all the tactics and things I needed to, if it's 15 games, I'd probably go closer to 10-5. But realistically, I use a more fun team and get closer to 50-50. So I'd say like 8-7, 9-6. You need Paramount Essential? Is that like a tier above Paramount Standard? Nuno got a red card? You're about on par with Anthony Days. Let's be fair. Nice grammar, buddy. Nice grammar, Jay. Lens player got 1 and 2. How did they get red cards? Was it the same play or separate? Thanks, buddy. Yo, Mumbo, how's it going? So West Ham drew today. We went 2-0 up, but the pen destroyed our fight and went downhill from there. Gary, don't you worry, brother. It is the championship. The first game is always difficult. From this point on, the rest of the season is going to be an absolute war zone. I can't wait to see you guys go to Millwall on the road and play in the dead. And have literal terrorism threats happening in real time. As you can see it, a corner kick. Off a corner that should have never been given in the first place. But the ref completely missed it. I can't wait until your first time playing against Lincoln, who shouldn't even be a football club, let alone have a team. Just absolutely you outplay them all game, but for some reason, they score an absolute screamer outside of the box, and it's a dude who's 35 and has been playing National League football in League 2 most of his career, and somehow got a League 1 move, and then somehow didn't get cut when Lincoln got promoted, and they're in the championship now. You're gonna experience so many different levels. You're gonna find the most insane foreign players that have come to the championship for 5 to 10 mil in hopes that a team will get promoted, but they'll be playing for like Stoke. You'll have some random, let's say, you'll have some dude from the South Korean second tier that decided to join here after going to the Australian League to make a name for himself. And he joins Stoke, and he'll say in his intro video, I've joined Stoke because they're an ambitious project that I can get behind. Would love to take them to the Premier League one day. They'll be nowhere near that. They'll be bottom half of the table, but he'll score an absolute screamer. And then some Prem team will be on his radar in January and either be in links with them, potentially signing, get loaned back out to another rival in the league. That'll happen too. You'll have your favorite team in the championship will have a star player and you guys are pushing for playoffs. You're not a automatic team. West Ham would obviously be. But, like, you'll support a championship team. You'll be killing it most of the season. You're overperforming. A Prem team comes calling. They'll take him off of you for, like, 8 mil. But you have to sell because he's an academy player. You got him for, like, 200K. So you sell him. Then he doesn't get game time. And then they're like, oh, gosh, the window's almost closing. You know what? What makes sense for him? We're going to load him to Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, wait, no, Sheffield Wednesday's not even in the championship anymore. They're in League One. But it's like that sort of thing that'll happen. Read my comment about Lens. Why do you have 414 85 10s? Because I am struggling. I need it to be over 500. I apologize. Yes, Nuno got in the 87th minute, Lens player in the 37th, so yeah, Lens just survived like Warriors against the best attack in the world with 10 men. That makes the win even better. I didn't watch any championship teams this weekend outside of Borough for like 10 minutes. Sunderland played Saturday morning, so I missed all the games that were on during Sunderland's time. And then I was at church this morning and then caught 5 minutes of the West Ham game when I was at the gym. Menor Solomon is good. He'll be great for you this season. Solomon's always that type of player that excels in the championship, but then just isn't completely cut for the Prem. Didn't he have, like, Turkish league offers? Can you not copy me? Hello, Mumbo, Jumbo, good night. Good night, brother. It's definitely going to be interesting for sure. I'm telling you, championship is the most fun league in the world. I probably won't watch as many live games this year as I usually do. I'm going to watch a ton of highlights, though. Only time I'll really be able to watch a ton is if Sunderland plays on a Sunday. Then I'll watch Championship on a Saturday. So Abby Solomon no longer plays for my club. Hey, Mumbo, are you team 94 plus or team 95 plus for Cyclone and Surge? I'm team 94 because I can save it over the pick. But I am more team on and off method with it than using just high rate fodder. I'll build up hundreds and then work down and just spam a bunch of those in a row rather than slowly do them over time. Finally succeeded and switched up to your day ones. Well, it's not that I switched up. It's just the... Let me rephrase. I'll be able to watch the Friday night games because there's no competition in terms of like overlap unless Sunderland happens to be playing a Friday afternoon. If it's a 6:30 kickoff, so like the early slot, I would 100% be able to watch because usually the Prem ones will be the 9 a.m. my time. So like the second morning slot. But if Sunderland's playing the same time on Saturdays as the whole championship, I'm not going to be watching it live over Sunderland. And if it's a game later than that, we're probably going to be streaming at that point. So we'll do watch-alongs, but like I'm not going to choose to not stream so I can watch Millwall play against Stoke on the road. Even though I would love to watch the game, I just can't physically watch it all. It's the same thing with the World Cup. World Cup starts, you start watching every single game, and you're like, I'm going to be able to do this. I'm watching every single one. And then after like a week, it'll finally hit a time where it's like, all right, I have this day, this that day. Realistically, this time slot doesn't work. The idea was good. Execution, not as much. I think it's essentially the standard. Let me check. Maybe I can see previous. You know what the National League needs? National League needs a TV deal with some Paramount. I think would be good with it because Paramount has EFL. I would love the National League to be able to get one game a week streamed, and you only know about it like a week in advance of what game it's going to be. Let's see. Sports. UFC. All fights, no filler. Yeah, they got them all now. Okay. I'll probably start watching UFC then. That's sick. What are they normally on? Saturday evenings, is my guess. That was literally me. I was like, I'm going to watch every single game. Then after a week, I was like, hell no. Dude, I got close for a while. But then it started pushing it because I'd be able to watch all their early games. The afternoon games. The evening games. We'd have games ending like as I'm starting the stream, or we'd watch one on stream. Reacting to it on stream, I mean, without showing the actual game. But then like the ones that would really get me is I had 11 p.m. kickoff times. Because I'm Central Time. So there'd be some games I'd be up till 1 in the morning having to watch. And although it was a ton of fun for some of those, after like a week of doing that, it would not work. But then also too, I have my Monday Night League. So it then hit where I'd have Monday Night League games, and there'd be a game going on during Monday League. And I would be able to potentially watch part of it in theory. But if I'm driving almost a half an hour to get there, and then a half an hour back, I may be watching like 10 minutes of it tops. Or able to catch like the start of it, but then have to leave before halftime. FIFA and UEFA thinks the more games we have, the more we want to watch, but the matches are getting watered down, players run down and getting injured, and the quality gets worse. So at the end, it's just Yeah, I also don't like how they run stats for stuff like that, because they'll look at analytics and be like, we can justify XYZ because there's an increase of audience or this and that. I've seen the same thing done with ticket prices, and that infuriates me. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I don't know if it was the Prem released statistics or if it was a different entity, but there was a thing this weekend where it showed Premier League match day ticket prices, not the actual price of the tickets, but the percentage increase from last season. And without context, Sunderland had like an 11 or 12% increase, and they were the highest out of any team. The next highest was United at like 6.5%. And the reason I took issue with that is it wasn't because Sunderland's just some greedy football club that they had a single good season, now they raise it a ton. Sunderland's ticket prices were still at League One standard. So when they were in Championship, they had ticket prices for a majority of games at the same price that you could go to a League One match. So that allowed them to keep it extremely cheap for the fans. But obviously you go to the Premier League, you have to up those prices eventually. And if you don't up those prices, it ends up biting you in the butt regardless. Because you're just missing out on money that can help you towards SCR. So yeah, Sunderland did technically raise their ticket prices the highest, but it's because their ticket prices are still one of the lowest in the Premier League. Yeah, same thing with like amount of matches. UEFA is always going to try to milk the players. FIFA is always going to try to milk the players. There is a happy medium. I'm curious if there's ever going to be more games added to a season, but with stipulations of potentially how many games players can play in a season or something along those lines. Because, like, I personally love competitions, like cup matches, especially those, like, early rounds where you can have, like, your young academy players get an opportunity to play, maybe before the opportunity of loaning them out. So, like, is it Carabao Cup early matches that we just had? I like seeing some of those players where it's like, hey, they've been killing it preseason. We'll get them in a cup match. We'll see if they're at the level. If they're not, we'll find them a good loan opportunity. If they are at that level, we'll keep them at least this window, have them around the first team in training, see if they can continue to progress, see if there's another cup match we can put them in. Maybe we get them some minutes off the bench, and, like, if you're a championship level team, you get them at a match you're already up, and then if not, you just loan them out in winter. But, like, it would be cool to get to a point where a lot of, at least the Premier League clubs and the top 5 leagues have more depth in terms of their players, so that there could be competitions where it's like, oh yeah, I'd love to see Sunderland's fringe players be in a competition. I guess technically you have the U21 tournament that counts as that. If you guys watch U21 Premier League, that whole league is essentially youth academy mixed in with players getting no minutes. Because you can, is it up to like 2 or 3 players that aren't getting minutes, I think, can play in that league? It's like Sunderland had, I think, Alan Brown when he came back from injury last season. Amdalaba was there, hit or miss. Who else played there? Jensen Silt maybe got a game before he got loaned out to the Bundesliga. He was supposed to go to the Eredivisie. Yeah. Like, Prem is 42 games, but if the league is over before then, yeah. That too. Around 2010s, it was a sweet spot. We had 3 subs, and the same 11 would play week in, week out. Every summer, it's Euros, World Cup, Copa, Olympics, Nations League, etc. Yeah. I think another potential issue, too, is going to be European SCR limits versus Premier League. I think Premier League is going to have to get to the point where they match what Europe is. Because, for example, Sunderland missed out on Leeds' new left center back. Is his name Mihirovic? He's the Bosnian dude. Absolute baller. He's going to go to the very top, in my opinion. They got him for, I think, around 40 mil. And that was a little bit above what Sunderland wanted to spend with kind of the different positions they wanted to get. If he was around like 25-30 with maybe another 2 to 5 in add-ons, they would have 100% went for it. But since Leeds isn't playing European football, they're able to spend a little bit more because they can be closer to that ceiling of SCR versus the Europa League teams. You can only spend up to a certain percent. I think it's like 70-ish. So, like, even though Sunderland has a lot of money they could spend, theoretically, if it was just Prem, they could easily spend another 100 to 50 mil off player sales, and how much wiggle room they'd have, and additional player sales potentially coming too. But realistically, they're probably only going to be able to spend 30 mil on a left back, potentially 28 to 32 with add-ons for a right wing, and then maybe a rotational option in the midfield, and then potentially a left center back. Like, they're going to have to get creative. And they, I think, have the homegrown quota right now. Romain Mundel is going to get a new contract. He's not going to leave. So he's going to also go towards the quota. Patterson got bought by Wrexham, so we lose the quota there. Alan Brown played for Preston at the age of 19, so he missed out on the 18 or 18 and a half year age you have to be to count as like the homegrown quota. So Alan Brown doesn't count as a player. We may lose him to... Who wants Alan Brown? Burrow, I don't think, is getting him back. Burrow bought replacement in their midfield. The Burrow's Americans are absolutely killing it. That's fun to see. Randomly packing KDB from the 85 plus pick. W. Would be surprised if in a few years, introducing playoffs to European leagues. Ooh. I see the 99 KDB. That's sick. Alright, let me take my pre-workout real quick. We are gonna go play some footy in a little bit. Got 99 build today. W. Does anyone here experience why these cards are not in 85 tons? I, on average, am getting close to one of the specials that are needed per pack. But there's some I'll go like 10 without a footies. What about Joel? Leeds legend? When you say you're about to play football, do you mean football or US football? I hope you can see it. We have, there's like a pool over there. And then we have like our community building. Then on the other side of the community building, there's a pickleball / basketball court. I'm gonna go juggle, dribble, and do some passing drills on the pickleball court. West Ham's linked with him. Is he still at Leeds or did he leave Leeds? Because I know a Leeds player at one point went to the Prem to Brighton, but it wasn't him. It was it a German guy? Did he get sold? Who am I thinking of? There's a guy who played for Leeds, went to Brighton, and I think got a move to the Bundesliga. He's still at Leeds, the guy you're talking about? Yeah, Puro. Reuter, yes, Reuter. I'm thinking Reuter. Yeah. Went to Leeds to Brighton, and then I think he's playing in the Bundesliga now, right? Or is that just for a season? Was it a loan? Oh, he came from Hoffenheim. He was in the Bundesliga, went to Leeds, then to Brighton. That's what. And he's French. I'm thinking of someone else then. No, I think there's a different player who also played in the Bundesliga, played for Leeds, and played for Brighton. I'm going to find him. I'm going to type that in. Players that have played in the excuse me, Bundesliga, and also for Leeds and Brighton. Was it Struck? No, it was another attacking player. Can I see... Does FootMob show me... If I look at Brighton's team, can I look at Brighton last season? Does it give me squad options for the previous year? I'm going to lose my mind. No... It wasn't Reuter. It was another attacking player. Maybe he's back to Leeds. Hold on, let me look at Leeds' squad. Oh, found him. I think I found him. Maybe I didn't. So, I'm looking at Gruev right now. Ilya Gruev. He played in the Bundesliga. He's playing for Leeds now. But I could have sworn there was a guy who made a move from Leeds to Brighton. Shoot, man. Dude, this is going to kill me. Brighton... 24-25 team. I'm gonna find him. Brighton 2025-26. Team. Outfield players. Maybe I'm just making someone up. Was it like Gertruda? No, Gertruda played for Sunderland. Was in the Eredivisie. If you're talking about the right back who can play midfield. I could have sworn there was like an attacker who could also play far up in the midfield that Brighton bought from Leeds and didn't get much playing time, so he made a move to the Bundesliga. I could have sworn there was one there. Like Gertruda, but not his name. Because like I saw the name Grob and that looked familiar, but it wasn't Grob. I think it was another G, maybe. Maybe I look at here. Maybe I look at, instead of Brighton's team, I look at Leeds' 2022, 2023, maybe. Bro, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm gonna find the player eventually. There's a player out there that fits that criteria, or it's similar. Hold on. Let me change the wording. Maybe I'm thinking Leeds, but it's not. The player I'm thinking 100% was in a Brighton lineup, but is no longer, I think, at Brighton. That might make it easier. I think they played at Brighton in the past 2 years. And they sounded like someone who maybe played at Leeds at some point. Is it Pascal Grobe? Grobe also played in the Bundesliga. He's the one I thought it might have been originally. But I swear it was like a center forward. It must be Ruder. It has to be Ruder because he played in the Bundesliga, joined Leeds, and then joined Brighton. It must be him, and then I'm just thinking of a different face to the name. I think that's what it is. But no, because he played a lot for Brighton both seasons. The player I'm thinking joined Brighton and didn't get a lot of game time. And then I believe went to the Bundesliga. Struik's, wait, he's at Brighton now? I didn't even know he joined Brighton. No, so he's a center back. I'm familiar with him. Because he was always annoying to play against in the championship against Sunderland. No, it was I believe, center forward around the time of Ruder. Bro, I'm gonna find the player. I'm gonna find the player eventually. No, it's not him either. Nope. Bro, it will come to me eventually. Or it will be not that criteria at all. Yeah, I just made it up. Hi, Mumbo, how you doing? Did EA get rid of the soft ban already? They did not, but I find it very hard to get banned on everything daily. So I just rotate PS4, PS5, web app, companion app, and then if you're using our how to unsoft ban yourself from the web app in companion app, you can unsoft ban yourself multiple times a day. He joined Brighton, didn't get the game time, then joined Leeds, and then Schalke. Okay, I'm gonna... Maybe it was him. B-U-O-N. Facundo, right? He was at Chelsea at one point? Oh, I remember the here we go on him, yeah. Oh, you know what it is? It might have been Ruder, but I looked at his foot mob probably at the start of the 24-25 season. I think that's what it is. I think I found my answer. I think the reason I saw he wasn't playing a lot was it was after the move happened. I looked to see if he was getting game time. I just realized FOF can be submitted in the 8510. Yep. Yes, sir. I think I screwed myself over. I think we had it right originally. Think I told you the answer? Here's another player. I can't think of his name. Who said they have high potential, I think. Could we start for them? It's Brighton. I'm still convinced it's going to be another person outside of Rudy. You know what I feel like right now? I feel like one of those detectives in those movies or shows where it's like they spend all this time trying to find the killer, and then when they finally found the person who committed or confessed to the crime, they've solved the case, but the detective doesn't feel like they're satisfied. They don't feel like it adds up, but they can't explain it. The person confessed, obviously them. But then behind the scenes, there's maybe a killing that's still happening, and they're convinced there's someone still out there. And then they find the real killer. That's how I feel like right now. I feel like there's going to be another name that pops up, and you're like, wait a second. This fits that exact criteria. Who's one guy who played for Barca, Lyon, Newcastle United, Borough, Fenerbahce, Dortmund, Valencia? Was that, what position did he play? Also, too, I hope for the rest of the summer, going into 27, we can talk a lot of football while we grind. Like, I feel like we're all to the point where we know how to grind now. There still might be tips or tricks or things we could help with, but for the most part, I just kind of want to vibe and hang out. Alright, let's do... I don't know. We'll figure it. Have you guys ever taken those quizzes where it's like kind of like what we're doing now, but it'll be a box. Think of like a tic-tac-toe box sort of thing. It'll be like German. It'll be like across the top rows. It's like Germany, Bundesliga 2, Champions League, CONMEBOL, Sudamericana, and then going down it'll be like, to match it'll be like German, and then it'll be Brighton, and you have to find a player that lists Brighton in his German. You'll have to find someone that was in CONMEBOL, Sudamericana, but also like played in the Prem, those sort of things. Those are fun. Does FUTGG have a game like that? It's called FootGrid. Check it out. It might be exactly what I'm thinking of, but through there. Yeah, like football bingo almost. It's mostly FIFA based. Have you guys found that autistic dude who... He has a TikTok. He's been around since, I think, 2021. He's from Canada. He's Canadian. He can tell you any player who's played on any squad in, like, the past 100 years, what their nationality was, if they were dual nat, their best performances. He has, like, all those stats memorized. And remember when it was, like, super popular to do the, like, random flag filter for the Premier League? And it's like, all right, we got to make a really good starting 11 when we land on France. Oof. I'm going to go for... Is this an all-time list or current? If it's an all-time, I'm going to go for Thierry Henry up top. Otherwise, I'm going to go Hugo Lloris in goal. And then it goes to the next one. It's like, oh, we land on Netherlands. All right, we're going to go for... Van Dijk at center back. He had one where it was like, he's like, all right, we're gonna do a EFL all-time 11 with non-top nation flags. All right, we're going to start with Djibouti. Okay, I have a player in mind. We are going to go with, in the left back slot, technically could be a left center back or left wing back, one of my favorite players who's ever played in the CONCACAF and CONMEBOL competitions. We're going to go with Iraka Uzumaki. He played in the Japanese third tier for 4 seasons before making a move over here. Had a spell at Brighton, went to Bristol, got promoted with them from League 2 to League 1, went to their rivals in League 1, won the playoff final, got to the championship. He's my championship player. We're going to go with him. And then they'd be like, all right, a South American one, Colombia. Okay, we're going to go the less obvious ones. So we're going to go actually the twin brother of a cocaine dealer, commonly known as this guy. His twin brother actually played at low levels of the Colombian second division, made a move and had a trial in the EFL. He technically never played in EFL competition, but he did play an early FA Cup round for Bristol City in their U23 academy as well. We're going to go with him at our right center back. It's like you just sit there and you're like, how is this even possible? I know a dude who does that IRL. I have a buddy of mine who's pretty good at that for baseball. You can like ask him, be like, hey, who is a pitcher from the 1960s who played on the Milwaukee Brewers, or I guess you could say Milwaukee Braves, or however back you go, you find the team, and it's like, okay, can you tell me when he played against the Cardinals? He played against the Cardinals in 1962. He threw almost a no-hitter on a Wednesday. 20 mile per hour winds. They were playing on the road in St. Louis. He had a perfect game up until the 7th inning. He then gave up a walk. So he was on a no-hitter. His coach wanted to pull him. They had someone in the dugout warming up to come in the bullpen. He called them off and finished off the no-hitter. And it's like, dude, how is that even a thing? I could maybe like shout out like random League One matches where it's like, hey, Lyndon Gooch, the Sunderland right back / right mid / right wing who played very brief few games for Sunderland in the Premier League. He used to train all the time in California when he lived in the US, but then he'd travel to Sunderland to play in their academy. He was a crucial part of their League One team, and then when he left, he had an opportunity to go to Stoke to continue playing in the Championship. I could name like matches of that, but that's like as far as I can go. Some people just go absolutely crazy with it. It's cool to see. Thought memorizing every result from Spurs last season was impressive. I saw a chick do that with Ballon d'Or winners, which... Do you think it would be more difficult to do it with Ballon d'Or winners or your country's presidents or prime ministers? Because like Ballon d'Or, you can look at the most recent ones. I feel like it's doable. When you get far enough back, I feel like it might become more difficult for people. I would suck with that regardless. Countries most definitely. This just gave me motivation for maybe a new idea for FC27. So what I'm going to do for FC27, so this is kind of an idea I had already, but I'm going to tie it down a little bit more. So my goal for FC27, how I want to differ from 26. We did a whole ton of menu grind in this FIFA, a whole ton of making coins. That's all going to stay the same. You're going to see some gameplay for me early on, a little bit more than you see gameplay now. It's going to be a little bit more of a mix, especially when there's not as much of a menu grind. But with that being said, why can't I look through squad selector? There we go. The mistake I made at the start of 26 was I packed some Sunderland players, and then others I didn't pack, but wanted to play with the Sunderland team right off the rip. So then I bought Sunderland players off the market and started evoing them. I'm going to assume evos are still going to be overpowered next year. I'm going to realize that early on, I'm in no rush to do those kind of beginner SBCs, or evos, I should say. So what I'm going to do now for 27 is I'm going to have an RTG that we start with. That's basically the best pack pulls from the first few promos, player of the month SBCs that we want to do, players that we have coins we can buy off the market and test them out, maybe meta players, maybe fun team builds. We're going to do that sort of thing. And then on the side, as we slowly pack more and more of the Sunderland players, we'll include them in the team until we have a full Sunderland starting 11. So, like for example, if I got Ballard early game, let's say I got Ballard and Ronaldo, I might make a Prem team. Maybe we make a Prem past and present where I'm buying a bunch of players. I'm starting to Evo Ballard maybe. I'm starting to Evo Ronaldo. But we can't buy a Sunderland player off the market. What that's also going to cause us to do is if there's a bunch of, let's say, silvers that I want to get, I might have to spam BPM and do bronze upgrades. Or I might have to spam BPM early on to try to get a first owner academy card or something. I feel like that could be super fun. But then, past that, another team I want to make is, I've always, in the past, done, like, when Sunderland didn't have the ability to have Evos, or anyone had the ability to do Evos, we had the year where I did my AC Milan team. We had a year where we did a USA team. If I could start putting together, like, different teams like that, and putting more time towards trying to maybe collect that over time, that would be cool. Reed, you could do one of the quizzes online like we did for the gender flags. That was eye-opening. I didn't know there were so many, but that's my ignorance, perhaps. Anything with flags... Dude, anything with flags, specifically flags that have different colors in it, being colorblind, I suck at all of them. It's horrific. Will I get Thiago Silva again? Yeah, if Thiago Silva's in the game at the start, we'll get him. You think training will be harder on FC27? SVC making coins, etc.? Yes and no. I think the way to look at it, if the beta shows us anything, from the beta it looks like they still have bronze upgrade, silver upgrade, and gold upgrade in the game. Makes no sense with the silver upgrade because it says you get gold common players, but there's no commons or rares anymore. They're all the same rarity. So unless they change it to where it like caps a certain rating, maybe you can only get up to 82 in a silver upgrade. I think just having those SBCs in general, where you only need 11 players, is a good baseline to have. Assume that marquee matchups and other challenge SBCs will be somewhat the same. But where it becomes worse, in my opinion, or potentially better, depending on how good it is the repeatables. If EA makes it where you can put in a lot of rating in very few cards, or a lot of rating within a lot of lower end cards, that could be a really good thing or a really bad thing, depending on what the grind is, right? So if every bronze is worth 10 and every silver is worth 20, it's not going to make sense to put 11 tradable silvers into a silver upgrade to get 3 golds. Let's say we get 3 golds that are under 80 rated. If one of them's 80 and 2 of them are 79, we're going to have a 100 point player and potentially like 295s versus every 20 times 11. Like, it might be close, but it's going to be one of those things where it's like, is it really worth the effort of trying to do that? I don't know. We'll see. I think making coins is still going to be relatively easy. I think coins are going to be king this next year for sure. Just having the ability to make coins and put them into whatever you want to do is going to be my kind of safety net. But from there, we'll see what happens. Still too early, in my opinion. I'm not going to buy in Fleetwood players. I'm not going to buy a single game of FC27 until I can feel the full past present Fleetwood, the majority of the Fleetwood, unless there's like a 1 pound in 27. I think too, same. So another reason why I want to do that first owner especially is like, it looks cool to have him first owner, but I think it adds a level of longevity to the game you miss out on. The only exception I think I could potentially make is if Sunderland gets a promo card. Like, let's say there's a player worth 20k on the market. Let's say Noah Siddiqui gets a 85 promo card early. but I don't pack him that week and he's no longer in packs, I might come up with a rule where it's like if there's no SBC out where I can potentially get him in, like if there's no campaign pick at the moment, I might be able to get away with buying him. But he can't play in the main team. Maybe we have like a Sunderland reserves we can put him in. I don't know. Like it'll be a ton of fun in my opinion, regardless of what happens. Like for example, is he not in the game? Oh, they have him listed as a center back. So, like, this is going to be Sunderland's new player we just signed for 30 mil. Or 28, technically. If Dan starts as a bronze, I want to spam BPM to get him. And I could spam BPM endless times until I get him. That's going to be, like, goal number 1. Use Tagliafico as my left back in the game. I do the same with the Arsenal squad too. But like the nice thing with this logic too is, if Noah Siddiqui was a promo card, and I didn't pack his promo card, I could buy his promo card and maybe put it in my Sunderland reserve squad, and have it play with all the other Sunderland cards that we pack over time that no longer make the squad. That gives us the ability to use the promo. But the Siddiqui that we have maybe first owner through just packs over time, when we can pack them any other week, that card's going to eventually be a better Evo anyways than the promo card. Could packing the promo card and Evoing the promo card make it even better? Absolutely, but we kind of know how promos work. They're eventually going to surpass any promo card anyways. The Evos are, I mean. So it's not like the biggest deal in the world. Mama, could you read my hypothetical scenario? Yeah, let's see. From Larkin, I wish I had the patience to play this game from October, December. I wanted to do a past and present for LFC, like a proper capping cards and going to below 80. Wait, we're gonna have offline tournaments. I might actually LARP. I might actually LARP, boys. I might make a Sunderland pass team, where it's fully players that have played for Sunderland at one point and no longer play on Sunderland, and use those in squad battles specifically. I'll maybe make one where it's like youth academy players that are in the game, or like players that are the reserves. Make one for that. And like play in the tournaments. That could be fun. Let me see the hypothetical. Would you take Granit Xhaka at the same level he is now, but he becomes 18 and stays at Sunderland for 17 years, but you lose the Europa League final after going up 5-0 and get relegated this season? Would you take Xhaka the same level he is now, but he becomes 18? I would not take that, because Sunderland would not be in Europe. They'd also be in the championship. We'd have to sell a majority of the team, or at least loan them out with the hope of going back up to get them back. All that for a midfielder that, even though he could potentially have an even higher ceiling, realistically is going to get surpassed anyways. Would you buy a promo Sunderland card if you already have a better Evo? I would, for card collecting purposes, probably get it either way. But I think I would have a rule where if a campaign pick comes out, fully repeatable. So let's say, for example, let's say during Foot Scream, a Foot Scream Noah Siddiqui comes out. And I don't pack during Foot Scream a Noah Siddiqui. I wouldn't be able to allow my Noah Siddiqui, if I bought the promo card, to play in my Sunderland starting 11 RTG. However, RTG squads for fun, so like my maybe meta squad I could include him in, my Sunderland reserves I could include him in. But if there's a campaign pick, unlimited repeatable, you know, like right now how we have the 94 plus pack, the 95 plus pick, where it's like even if you didn't pack a Footies card from Team 1, you have a choice to get them now. If you grind it enough, you could potentially get them. I would have to want to grind that when it comes out. And I'd maybe make a rule for myself where it's like, okay, this is out for the next week. I can't play another match with them this week until I try to get them as often as I can in there. I think what that also would do is, from a coin perspective, the coins that we're making, it gives us more gamble risk if there's like a promo pack that has a chance of getting those that are no longer in packs. Even if a SBC is not very easy repeatable, like it's not easy to grind, we could put some coins towards grinding that a little bit more. If it's like a BPM thing, like there's a bronze Sunderland player who gets a promo card, we'll spam BPM regardless if BPM's working well then to try to get it. We'll try to find every way to go about it. Do you think I'll get another 99 or only KDB? I think in the next month we'll mostly all get the 99s eventually. Spent 10 mil, spent close to probably 10 mil in silver packs this year trying to get the Fleetwood left back. Yeah, props you guys. I really want to do this now next year. It's getting me super excited for the game. And like, you want to know what's so fun about this idea that we all are sharing right now? No matter how bad gameplay is, no matter how bad the promo cards are versus the Evos, no matter like what the meta is, the enjoyment factor we're going to get out of like these very particular grinds is going to be infinitely more fun than anything else. And that's what's getting me excited. Tom's team is all bought players. I can't lie. Mine too. Half of my Sunderland team, majority of my Sunderland team is me buying them off the market and then evoing over time. But then it's like a week later I'll pack them, but I already started the evo, so then it's like I don't want to use that player anymore. When all 99s come back in packs, it'll be easy. Yeah. Is that going to be Friday, do we think? Is preseason promo start Friday? You look like someone who would enjoy Football Manager. If they were not rare, I would push you to FM14, True OG, and enjoyable. I've played Football Manager in the past. I said it earlier, but like, the thing I like about Football Manager in career mode, I'm probably like in the middle ground. Like, current career mode isn't enough for me to get fully involved. I wish they had a little bit better, like, challenges, searchability, youth academy related stuff. Football Manager, I feel like, is a little too overkill for me, or it's too much of that. I would want like a happy middle ground, which I can somewhat easily do with different aspects of the already existing career mode. I can just make it as hard or difficult as possible for what I'm specifically going for. I can set like rules and regulations for myself. So instead of me having like just the most meta gems out there, I could make a rule where it's I only buy players that Sunderland are interested in IRL. So it's like Sunderland are going to get Mithali, but if Sunderland misses out on Sporting's Katamo, the right winger, who just had a brilliant assist the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it on the Rising Stars Twitter account, but he caught the ball at the corner of the box, chested it, flicked it over the defender's head, collected it, and played a perfect pass for the guy to score. Like, if Sunderland didn't sign him, or even if they did, I'd like buy only that player. It's like the what ifs. And then like the ones that fell through, it's like, hey, if there's a player that Sunderland missed out on that I would really love to see, like Mahirovic, who went to, or however you say his name, the Bosnian center back that Leeds got. See how he would do at Sunderland. I put him in there. Do you see people getting banned for Pale Tools? There have been, to my knowledge, 0 people who have gone banned this week using extensions for SBCs. I would go as far to say I'm familiar with 0 cases of people ever getting banned for using extensions when it comes to SBCs. The only people that I've ever seen get banned by EA for using Pale Tools, Foot Genie, or any other of these extensions were people who use the sniping bots or other different things on the extensions that are more game breaking when it comes to EA's rules. So if you guys only do any extension for the sake of making packs easier or opening them quicker, EA would essentially have to ban almost everyone. But if you use it so that you can win automated snipes easily, your account's going to get banned eventually, whether now or later. You doing BPM in January for Max Downing? Going to go. If you're talking about the bans this week, the bans specifically that I'm aware of were all trading and gameplay related. It was traders making too many coins on FUTTIES methods, where they had a bunch of special cards that they were either lazy listing at the same price, and then the cards rose like crazy for an Evo or different things, and then the same bot, so someone else using a bot, bought the same card that was originally overpriced, bought all those cards on the market because they wanted to flip it for more profit. So in EA's system, it got flagged as this bot bought all this guy's cards that were overpriced, and it screwed them over, and they got banned. And then the other people who got banned were people who've never used extensions or anything with trading. They played gameplay against people like hackers, where they were cheating, using broken things and mechanics, and because EA's system's so faulty, they got mass bans through whatever they tried to take care of with that. So a bunch of people's bans got overturned. Other people, the trading ones, a lot of them ended up getting warnings after it, so they got unbanned, but they had to do a warning, or they lost temporary access to the transfer market and had to re-unlock it, or they lost access to the web app companion app and have to play more gameplay to unlock it. Some of them are still banned, but you guys would know. If it were a thing where EA was making it clear that they were going to ban people using just extensions in general, whether it be Foot Genie or Pale Tools, they would most likely not only give a heads up, it would be a mass ban to the likes of, there would be very few people who actually play this game outside of just gameplay actually left anymore. It'd be such a big deal. Also, you could get banned for actively using Foot Genie or Pale Tools while having the console game open. What do you mean by that? Like, are you saying if I get out of Ultimate Team, because I can't log into the web app or companion app if I'm still logged in here. If I go to the main menu and switch to the web app companion app, or I guess it would only be web app because extensions are web app based. Yeah, they would literally have to ban their own staff. Like, think of it like this. If EA got to the point where they fixed nothing about their game and just banned extensions, which, let's be honest, The solution isn't to make their menus better. Their solution is to change SBCs altogether. And that's going to replace extensions anyways. Their new system is their counter to extensions. They're changing it so that you can't really use extensions as well. You might not even have access to it on the web app, actually. It might be a companion app and a console thing only. It was scaring me. I've been auto SBC. I'm transfer banned this FIFA for using sniping bot a couple months ago, only for this FIFA, so I'm chilling. So I'm curious, how are you grinding the game if you have no access to the transfer market? Are you just doing kind of like with what's in your club, daily SBCs, and you get the bare minimum cards and then you just recycle that stuff? So satisfied right now. I full sent the whole club 97 below. I have 18 rares or silvers and 80 bronzes left and nothing underneath 96. Isn't a footy or team of season. Think they flooded with starting packs. Also, why after opening packs the store just gets all not working? I don't know, man. Game's broken in a million different ways. My English sucks. No, you're good, brother. All right, we're going to be wrapping it up in a few minutes anyways. The pre-workout is starting to kick in. And I'm going to go juggle football. 150, 85 10s still to open. Made 650, so I'm 500 open without 99. It'll come eventually. There's certain 85 10s right now. The grind isn't much different to you getting coins, but don't really need them. Yeah, no, I was just curious how you were doing it earlier before it was this easy. Like, were you just having to wait till daily stuff and then just finding different routes, and if you're done for the day, you're done for the day? Because, like, I mean, I guess you could still get objective packs and different things. And even if you don't have access to, what, maybe trading or buying something, could you open a bronze pack or something and do a bronze upgrade? Or a daily bronze off of that? We're not doing the 3 squads for coins. Really want that R9. Which packs did you open to get those 99s? I've gotten 0 99s since Friday. All 3 of these 99s were from promo packs last week. Even though I understand how to make hundreds of 1085 plus, I still can't do it. I guess I'm not degen enough. You're just probably not degen enough. That's basically what it comes down to. Used to have a habit of checking the price and it kicks me out to the main menu. Team screen. Ah, I see. Dude, can we talk about how whenever EA added that average price thing, I wonder if they screwed the game even more. Because the average price is never actually the average price. I don't know what they use in-game to give you the estimate of how much the card's going for. But I feel like that's just completely broken some mechanic of the game. In the sense of either people list at that price and it's overpriced, or people see the average and maybe some people go buy it at that price. Something's happened where them adding that to the game has just made it worse, in my opinion. I can't explain the exact science to it, but I got a feeling there's something in there, man. Degen Maxer, true. I'm about to make some 85 10s and some player picks on the companion app when I juggle. Actually, hold on. I want to see if I can pull up a video. Alright, so I'm trying right now. I'm trying to improve my juggling when it comes to doing different, like... So, when I was a kid, I used to be able to juggle for hours on end. So it started with, like, I could only do 10 juggles, and then I'd slowly, like, move up to how many juggles I could do. Then I just stopped counting and did time. I could do it for, like, 4 to 5 hours without dropping it, just in a pile of sweat. Now I'm trying to, like, add more different, like, kind of, like, skills to it, but in a confined space. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on, let me... This is going to be what I'm doing today. Is getting a small little triangle. And trying to stay within the triangle. I want to get better at it. I want to be able to stay in a triangle that's super small for like an hour while doing non-stop moves. I'm going to try to get to 15 minutes today as the goal. You have a lot of packs? Yeah. Is that the new FIFA Street trailer? Maybe. Alright. We're going to end it there, though. I'm going to go play some footy. No street. Oh, sorry. Shallow said last. In FC24, when they did the recommended players, I had a good squad, and it recommended me 96 Saka. I could afford bro at the time. You're better at football than me if you can do 4 hours to keep you uppies. One go for a play. Yes, sir. All right. No stream for Monday. My football league's on Monday nights. So we'll have a video go up on the 84 plus player picks, how I would kind of include them in the grind. We'll have that come out after new content when I'm on my lunch break. And then next stream you'll see from me will be on Tuesday. We'll be back to being live 4 hours after new content. So if you guys are unfamiliar, when I work Monday through Friday, the earliest I can go live is 4 hours after new content because my workday ends 3.5 hours after new content. But then on weekends, we try to go live sooner. So take it easy, guys. Have a good night. God bless you all. We'll see you on the video tomorrow, aka Monday, and then stream Tuesday.